hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Can you hear me? I just need to know. I don't know why I'm whispering, but I am. Let me know. Hi, Lolly. Let me know if you can hear me, girlfriend. Thank you. I am over here charging my lamp, by the way. Not that anyone needs to know this. However, can you hear me? Please let me know. Please let me know in the chat below. Hi, little mamas. What's up? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please let me know in the chat before I get started. Okay, sorry. I just needed to know because I have my little microphone on. And, yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. Anyway, what I was saying was I'm over here charging my lamp, and this freaking thing is hot. It's hot. It truly is. It's very, very hot. We're gonna uncharge her. Give me one sec, y'all. All right. So, how are you? Hello, little mamas. How are you? How are you doing? How's everybody doing? Hopefully y'all are doing better. Aw, I'm happy you're here too, girl. Shoot. I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful. But today we have a monthly box from Zulays Nails. I'm so excited. And I wasn't doing anything. And I was like, listen, Linda, we need to go live. I need to do this box. I can't wait anymore. So this is the August monthly box from Zulays. I'm super excited because I was out of her monomer, so I don't know, for some reason her powders don't work that great with the Young Nails monomer, so I always try to make sure I have enough of her monomer so I can directly use it with her stuff because, like, yay! I know, right? And this was like the best box. The only thing I wish was in here was the peel off base coat. I've been trying to get that peel off base coat, man. I got it in my very first box, right? And I gave it away like an idiot. Alrighty, I can smell the monomer. Woo! Okay. I'm excited. That's good to know. I know. I missed July's box. But I did get June's, and I got May's, and I got the one prior to that. Her boxes are $120 for this, and each one is always different. Each month it's always on the first of the month, and it's first come first serve. So you got to get on there and do it. And she usually does it 12 p.m. CST time, I think it is. But you got to get on there quick. But sometimes they stay on there, sometimes they don't. Just depends on, you know, what it is. But you get a nice white box. And this month had everything. I've been looking at the brushes. I've been looking at so much stuff. And I think I might have some doubles in here. So guys, if I have any doubles in here, I'm going to be putting them aside for a giveaway for you guys. She has polygel as well. She has people have said that her polygel is probably one of the best polygels. It's really good from what I understand. And she has loads of colors. I don't think she's done polygel boxes. I might be wrong about that, but I'm not really sure. She said she was going to try to come out with a couple different ones in her one live. So, who knows? But shout out to the 10 of y'all in here. Thank you very much. What in the world? These boxes, I love them. I keep them. Woo! They're so nice. Swivel. Dun, 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 dun. You always get nail tips in your box as well as your acrylics. And your acrylics, you usually get the half ounce and usually get like 11 to 14 depending on the box and how she's feeling. But you always get tips, and these are not the tips I was thinking. These are stiletto, however, these are half cover and they're not the pointy ones I was thinking they were going to be. So my thing is I think I'm going to put these in the giveaway because I don't use half cover tips like this style that don't have a well on them because they're too hi Sandra, no worries babe, no worries at all lovely, but for my nails I can't wear these. They're too arched right here and I have like they just do not fit my nails. But I don't do like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe we'll try them. I don't know. Maybe we'll try them. We'll see. I can't judge them by it, but mine are the extreme stilettos that she has are my favorite types of, and these are XL stiletto. Now, her extreme stilettos are my favorite. But this box is the perfect way to get introduced into things that she has on her website. Um, and I was excited for this nail glue because I don't have any. So I was like needing some nail glue because mine got punctured and leaked everywhere. So, and this is a brush on. So I'm excited to try this with my peel off base that I do. And hopefully it works. So we're going to be testing that as well. So she just came out with this glue. She also has the regular ones, but this is ultra strong 10 mil with a brush. And then she has the other regular ones. And then she has gel as well. So she has a lot of different stuff, you guys. Like this box is probably one of the best boxes from an acrylic company that I think is worth it. In my mind, it's worth it. But we also get, man, I think this is a size 8. Yes, so this is a size 8 Kolinsky, and I've been looking at it for a minute because I've been kind of wanting to have just like a smaller brush for smaller things. And so this one is the holographic glitter star one. And it is a size 8. It almost kind of reminds me of a 10, to be honest with you, but I could be wrong about that. Her brushes run a little bit on the smaller side as well. Do ya? And then we get the square file and the zebra file, and it's 80-100 grit. But man, these are freaking cray. The one thing I wish she would do, guys, and I'm always going to give y'all my 100% feedback, honest opinion here. I wish she would put these like in a baggie, kind of like this, just so when they're in here, they're not flopping around and scuffing up the jars and stuff. I know it's just a pet peeve of mine, but I feel like that would be a little bit better of a, you know. And sometimes she'll stick stickers in here. Sometimes you'll get a load of different stuff. You know what I mean? We definitely got an 8 mil, or we get an 8-ounce monomer as well. And I am seeing, I think I have a couple of these already. So that means we're going to be having a Zulays giveaway. Shout out to the 9 of y'all in here. Hello. Okay. This thing is packaged. Oh, that was a horrible sound. So this is her Smooth Set Easy Perfect Liquid Non-Yellowing Formula. And I don't remember what my other one was, but I like to take this cap right here, and it fits perfectly on the Smooth Set monomer. So what I do is take this cap off, take this one off, we'll put this one on this one, and then I will poke a little hole like so. Boop. And then you're ready to go. that is what I do. And my favorite, so I'm going to take these out. So these are great. I thought this was a really good beginner box too. Like if you're just getting into and you need cover colors, I thought this was a really good like start, you know what I mean? So we have 7 cover colors. We have almond butter. See, all of them got all like super scratched up and stuff, and it drives me nuts because I have them upside down in my drawer so I can see the colors. So, but that's just me. That's just me. Cover Concha is one of her favorites as well. Pink Girly, I don't have that one. Cover Beige, I think I have that one, but I could be wrong. Pink Dreams, I've been wanting to try that one, so that's good. Cover Blush, I don't know if I have this one. Do I have this one? I don't know. We will have to look, everybody. And then Cover Soft Pink. Now, I'm a little bit more of a pink girly, so like this one's got glitter in it, so this one's probably going to be one of my favorites, but I really like the more pinky pink, and oh, this one's got glitter in it too. Pink Girly has, oh, this one's got flakies in it. Oh shoot, this one might be my favorite. The one I have, I think is Cover Blush. This one might be a glow, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But Cover Beige she uses a lot, and Cover Concha is her one of her faves as well. So let me take you over, and this is what we got. So we got 1, 2, and these are actual full 1 ounce powders. Typically they're a half ounce. So you got 7 1 ounce powders, cover colors. You got the 8 ounce smooth set monomer. You got your nail tips. You got 2 files. You got your nail glue, and you got your whatchamacallit. And this was like, I think, I don't know, was it $200 and some dollars or $100 and some dollars? And you got it for 120 plus shipping, which came out to be $140 and some odd cents. So for all of this, that was a pretty good deal for all her boxes. And sometimes you get more, just depends on what she's doing, you know what I mean? Just depends on what she's doing. So I'm going to take you over to my little thing. Let's go on a journey, everybody. Okay, ready? I moved my room around. This has nothing to do with nails. I mean, it does, but I moved my room around and I redid it. I used to have a chair right there, and I thought I could do something cool, and I wanted to do like a little nook. Well, my chair didn't really fit well like that, so I didn't know what else to do. So I moved that from over here to there. And so that's what that looks like in there. And then I put like those up there because I don't have any room. So yeah. What am I doing? Oh yeah. So these are all of my Zulay powders fit perfectly in here. So let's see what we got. We have Baby Fat, Kirby. That's my clear. This is Pink Pearl Glow. No. Melon. What is this one? Oh, Glow Blush. That was the one I was thinking I had. Whoa! Oh god, that scared the shit out of me. Whoa! And then we have Carnation Pink. So technically, I don't have none of those. And then we have Glow Peachy and Glow Pearl, Glow Nude Pearl. So, yeah, I guess I don't have any of those like I thought I did. I think I gave them to Nelly. I think that's why I thought I had them. Good grief, guys. Hi, love. I thought I had doubles, but I don't. So, all right, I'm going to set you all back up here, and we're going to get into swatching these colors. Does that look good? All right. Nice. Now, you guys will have to let me know. Hello, everybody. Hello. My name's Sugar. If you're new here, come hang out with your girl, because we are swatching some new acrylics from the Zulays Nails monthly box. I'm excited for it. And now that I moved that little thing all the way over there, I gotta grab some swatch sticks. Alright, let's freaking do this, dude. I'm also gonna try the brush. Now, I have Zulays number size 12 in the pink, like, handle, the metal one. I want to try the other one, but she was out. And then I have a size 6. I have 2 size 6 3D brushes. So we'll compare the brushes, shall we? Why not? Why not? Now I have this one. So see the difference in these ones? These ones are definitely way more whatchamacallit. So you can see how more smooth this one is compared to that one. Which is fine. Doesn't bother me because the more you have, the better. Hi, Barry. Hi, everybody. All right, we're going to do all of these. Which one do you want to start with, everybody? Which one do you want to start with? And this is crimped. Her brushes are crimped, which I absolutely freaking love. Now, this one's a bit more rounded than this one. And this is a size 12. And the 8 is a little bit bigger than this one even. So, I'm not mad about it at all. How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming. The one that has... Yeah, I'm going to do the glitter one. Oh, the glitter one. Duh, Crystal. What the heck? Alright. So, these two have glitter. And I think that's the only one that has glitter. Yep, that's the only one that has glitter. Alright, we'll set those up there. And let's do this one. We'll do Pink Girly first. I'm excited to see how they lay. I'm just trying to get some of this out of the brush. I'm trying to get all the, whatchamacallit, the glue that comes on the brush. Now, I don't know how people do it, but I only use my monomer. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I use my monomer because I'm scared to ruin my brush. You know what I mean? So let's take our monomer. I don't need too much because we're just swatching for the time being, unless we figure out what we want to do, and then we shall go from there. Alright. And I have an air purifier that I do, or that I have on at all times when I am dealing with monomer. And if you hear it, sorry. So I'm just trying to get that kind of... And I will have to train my brush, but... And also, guys, these white tablecloths are better than the dental bibs that you get, if you know what I mean. Bad smelling. It's okay. Shoot. My phone likes to go rogue all the freaking time. Typically, you can tell when it's kind of out of your brush, pretty much. I've seen some people do acetone and then put it in their monomer, and I am scared to do that, to be honest with you. But you can kind of feel if it's out or not. I still have some kind of in the middle, but we'll deal with it. And for another thing, if you're in your room or something like that, I always use a fan as well, like a box fan, and I put it in my window and I turn it outwards so that way it pulls the smell out and outside, and it helps tremendously, you guys. So this is the Zulays Kolinsky number 8, and you know, the smaller the number, the less it is. The higher the number, the more it is. So hopefully that makes sense, everybody. And I also wanted to say I don't like these types of jar or monomer dishes because when you go to, you know, drain out of your brush, you get it on the sides here, and then it either runs down the sides or it gets all gross, and I hate it. Don't like it. Okay. Set that guy over there for now. So honestly, this one has a little bit more oomph in the body of the brush than this one does. Can you see the difference? So like they're definitely, this one is much thinner than this one. So this one's going to hold more monomer than this one, being a size 12. Even though it's an 8, it's definitely going to hold more monomer than this one. So I'm kind of excited to use this one. I don't usually use rounded whatever like that, but I'm excited. I always use auto paper towels instead of dental bits. Well, I liked those until they started falling apart on me, so I said, you know what, screw it. And I like these because I can just pour the monomer on this and it doesn't get anywhere else. No, it's not as strong as Young Nails. Hers has more of like a sweeter smell. Not really a sweet smell. I can't say it's a sweet smell because it's not. It's not a sweet smell. It does take a minute to get used to it, I will say, but I'm so used to Young Nails loud ass monomer that this one, it's there, but it's not as bad, if that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I will also put, give me one sec, y'all. I always put like a blanket around my door, like at the bottom of my door, so it doesn't go out in my living room. All right. I'm not going to turn my fan on because I think it'll be like super duper loud. Where do you get those? These are on Amazon. The white thingamajiggers, they are on Amazon. And they're called 4 Pro, and they're called Premium Nail Care Towels. And they have 2 separate kinds, so you have to make sure it says features a plastic barrier underneath, or you won't have the plastic barrier on the other side. So you just have to make sure you read it and it says plastic barrier, because it'll say if it has the plastic one or not. And it was $13.99 for a pack of 50. And you can cut them up as well, if that makes sense. What did I do with my other one? So you can cut them up so that way you have, you know, that way you're not wasting a whole one, you know what I mean? So I'm going to do that now. So that way I have at least, I fold them in 4s, and it really does help. So that way I'm not wasting one full one, and then, you know what I mean? So we're just kind of hanging out, playing with some acrylic. Maybe I'll do a nail for you guys. I still have to do my sunflower nail. We need to do that, guy. We also need to, there was another one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Forgot about it. The ice cream one. We got to do that one, too. So there's plenty of sets that we need to do. And I wasn't doing anything tonight, and my daughter had a scrimmage this morning. And we didn't get home till like 3, and then I made dinner, and so everyone else was taking a nap, and I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not doing nothing. I need to go live. I need to open my box. So that's what we were doing. Girl, you're not a pain. What you talking about? Ask as many questions as you all want. And if you're new here, hi, hello-y. Hello, hello. I'm Sugar, and I do all kinds of nail stuff. All kinds. I'll show you a few tips and tricks. I'm not a nail tech, but I'm a nail enthusiast, and I went to YouTube University, and I did a lot of research, and I did have a brand at one time, so I know a little bit. I know a thing or two, but everybody's different, so, you know. All right, that's done. That was easy enough. She did great. They won today, and this one is Pink Girly. I always shake and stir them before I open them, guys. So, and a lot of people don't keep these, but I do. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay. And here is another trick. right? If you're right-handed, I'm going to pull you up a little bit so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. How's that look? Good? So if you're right-handed, a good thing to do is take your monomer dish and put your monomer dish on your dominant hand. So I'm going to keep my dish on my right-hand side, and then I'm going to put my powder right beside it. And then the thing that I'm swatching on is either going to go in front of me or on the side of me, depending on how you guys like it. It really just depends. You know, it's all depends on you guys, but that's how I do it. So that way, this is very fine. This powder right here is very fine powder. Very fine powder. All right, let's test out the color in the, I think I'm going to like this brush. Definitely. But yeah, she did great. They won every single game. So I'm going to go 1 and a 2. And here's another thing I wanted to tell you guys. I have noticed that a lot of people, right, they dip this in like so, and they either go like this or tap off this back side and then have to flip the brush to go in the powder like so. Because when you're tapping off your brush, you're tapping all that liquid from the bottom out and making it go to the top of your brush. That's why people have to flip it. Listen, y'all, you don't need to flip it. If you get used to taking your brush, right? Get all the bubbles out, whatever, right? Tap the top, boom, boom, right? We tap the top. So now we made all that liquid come to the bottom. So now all we have to do is go straight into the powder, 45-degree angle, 1, 2. There she is. Just let it kind of set up a little bit like so. And we're going to drop it. Okay, shoot. Clean our brush. Because what's left in our brush should get us enough to be able to pull that down without dirtying our brush to where it's sticking to it. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not a girly that can pull this all the way down the nail, and it wasn't big enough to be able to do that anyway, but I'm going to grab another bead. And typically, you don't want to do this with the whole brush. You should just do at the end. 1, 2. I mean, it depends on your taps, but I don't like to have to flip my brush. So that's just me, though. You know what I mean? All right, we're going to melt this bead up into that other bead. And you want to make sure your brush is actually wet enough too, or it will stick to your brush. And if your brush is too wet, it'll also stick in your brush if you're not paying attention. It is a pretty dry breed. I'm just saying, you don't have to flip it to go into it. You can do it on the opposite side and not have to flip your brush. I don't like having to flip my brush, but that's me. I just like being able to, for the most part, if you, hi Oso, how are you? If you, I still have to flatten this brush. Like I have to train this brush because it is definitely thicker than what I'm used to, but I'm not one that I can take it all the way down the nail like some people, which I'm okay with because not everybody can do the same thing as everybody else. So you just find your own way of doing it, guys. To be honest with you, just go in with however many beads you feel comfortable with. And that's even too big of a bead for this bottom part. I could have just left it, but it's all good. It is marbling a little bit, but no big deal. It goes out once you basically work it down. But I am not a nail tech, so you don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I do like this. The glitter is not a lot of glitter like I thought it was going to be. I'm definitely working with a new brush, so you also got to get used to the products and you got to get used to the brush that you ain't been using. But that is a really pretty color though, because it's pink glitter, and I think the glitter is from, she has a couple other colors that has the same glitter in it, but different. But like when I first started, they used to be sopping wet beads, so I don't remember what I used to do. Yeah, I really like this color. I really, really like this color a lot. The sparkles in it are pretty. It's definitely one when you really want that, like, when you really want just a subtle sparkle in it, you know? It is. Only thing that is weird is it's kind of going sideways. Like the bristles are going sideways. But I also wanted to say too that I like to do this typically before I use it. And there's also acrylics out there that are not as thinly milled, if you will, because this powder is pretty thin, which doesn't make a difference other than just the particles are a lot smaller. But yeah, if you shake it and stir it, it should give you a better outcome when you're swatching it than anything else. So I like that one. That one's called Pink Girly. I'll probably use this one and the other one the most, more than likely. So this one is Pink Greens. Hey everybody. We are swatching Zulays August monthly box, which I was super stoked for. I was really, really stoked. Yeah, these are definitely super finely milled. I'm going to use this brush, her other brush, now and see what we can do with it. Hi, Samaya. How are you? We're just hanging out, swatching some acrylics from Zulay. I'm going to make sure that this guy is clean. I love these paper towel. Well, they're not paper towels, but see how it kind of is going sideways on me a little bit? But I'm going to stir it. Do you guys, how many of you have a Zulays, or have you tried Zulays products? Anybody? I really like her products a lot. I definitely like her monomer too. Do you see the difference between the powder though? It's very, very light and fluffy. See that? It's light, airy, and fluffy with sparkles. So this one's going to be a lot brighter of a pink, which I'm excited for. Because I didn't really have a lot of nudes. So my favorite nude is the Glow. The Cover Glow is my favorite. And Yeah, she has polygel, acrylics, gel polish. I mean, you name it, she's got it. I haven't used her polygel yet, but I really want to. I just haven't really done a lot with polygel in kind of a long time, to be honest. I'm gonna wet my swatch stick. I almost said my watch stick. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. Look how much more pink that is. It's very hot in here too, so that's also gonna play a role. So you'll have to, if it's hot, you need to use a little bit of a wetter bead than what I'm even using right now. Oh, I like that. That's almost like a, um, how do you want to call that? Bought a couple monthly boxes and swatched one box. I haven't did my nail yet with them. Ah, the monomer. I don't mind her monomer at all. I actually like it a lot. Do you see how fast that dried on me? But not really dried on me, but I can still move it if need be. If I put like an amount of pressure on it. But yeah, if your room's hot, you're really gonna know the difference. But if you can put your monomer, like look at that. You can put your monomer on ice as well. That will help if your house is hot. Yeah, I definitely like the glitters in this one. Oh yeah, I like the glitters in this one a lot. So this one's a little bit more on the clear side. See that? Just gonna tap my brush once. And I'm not gonna set it on my brush or let it sit on my brush as long as I did the other ones. Pat the sides in, and then we're gonna bring it up. Of course, I haven't actually done acrylic nails in a minute either, but I feel like the color in this one is not really as consistent, guys. Can you see that? The color isn't really consistent, but add some over top of it and you should be fine. If you want to get like a little bit more of a consistent bead, you just place a little bit of a thinner bead over top that and then just kind of drag it down. At least I drag it down, but I don't drag it off the nail. This one's pretty and I really like the glitter in it because the glitter really it almost reminds me of like a oh my gosh, what do you want to call that? Hmm. Yeah, the color's definitely not consistent in this one. Yeah, I definitely need to train the brush for sure. This one's a little bit thinner, so with a size 12, it kind of reminds me of a 10 almost. But it definitely picks up a little bit more, which, huh, I'm going to try to do it a little bit on the, yeah. I like the pink. You can go, you can put stuff over it. However, the color itself for me is not consistent throughout the powder, which kind of sucks. But I mean, I'm always gonna be real with you, so I mean, I'm just saying. I'll definitely use it for sure. But like, I can't use her powders with like young nails or anything like that. And listen, I'm not a pro either, guys. So I'm just saying. I love her glow in the dark though. Hi, Sandra. All right, that one was pink greens, and then we have Cover Soft Pink, which is a lighter pink. I like the pink color. It's just I think it needs a little bit more color in it. I definitely like the first one. The first one, Pink Girly, I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. So like this one, can you see the difference in the powder? I don't know if you can, but you see how this one is? The particles, the acrylic particles that are in this one is bigger than the inside of this one. Can you see the difference here? So this one, you can always tell when it's like thinner, when you have all the lines and stuff like this, when it's really fluffy, you can always tell the difference within the powders. It's a little bit hard to see because of my light, but you can actually see the difference. This one's actually a little bit heavier than that one. And it's just, all it is it's just finely, it's more milled than this one. So it's just, that's all it is. It's just finely milled, which is good for dip powders. So it's universal in that way. It's definitely universal in that way. See how it picks up? It's just a bit different. So this one's going to work a lot different than those ones because of how the powder is formulated, which is not a bad thing at all. Most people don't have any issues. And then you can just I kind of pat and drag. I'm not like, and the only reason why I know that is because I create acrylics too. So took a lot of research, if you will, and reading up on a lot of things. I'm gonna do 2 tabs. Um, yes and no. It definitely depends on what you're adding into the acrylic as well. So yes. And covers are kind of hard in that regard. Um, because once you have your base, once you have like your base color, then if you're adding any type of, glitter or anything like that, you can pretty much get away with anything in terms of glitter. But covers are a little bit harder in terms of stuff like that. This is a really pretty color. I do like this one a lot. It's almost like a milky pink, and I didn't even have to use a lot to get that off there, or down the nail, I should say. And I thought it was going to be more peachy, but it's more pink. It definitely picks up a lot easier, if that makes any sense at all. Hello, everybody. I'll look at chat in just a second. If you're new, my name is Sugar. Hello, hello. So, I mean, it's totally up to you guys. you know? I just kinda am just telling you how I'm looking at it, and that's how I'm seeing it in terms of powder-wise, but that one's really pretty. It's like a milky pink. I kinda like that. I was not expecting that. And I do it on top. I do that was kinda dry, but I do it on top of the Swatch stick so I can get a feel for the powder, and that way I know what I'm working with. Does that make sense? Um, so I'm also trying not to really there we go. I like to make it at least as even as I can. There we go. So if I would have, uh, you know, stirred this one too, you want that pigment, ultimately, you want the pigment to be, you know what I mean, as mixed as possible if you're first trying it out, you know what I mean? But I really, really like that a lot. Hi, wanna be natural? Hi, Nelly. I don't have hardly any cover pinks besides those glows, so I am excited. But, you know, listen, for anybody, if you are going to, you know, not like the way that I'm swatching or anything like that, it's all good. You don't have to watch. Everybody's different, and I'm not one that could just walk it all the way down the nail, so oh, yeah, I just needed some more of that color. I really like this color a lot. Now the color isn't really I have a little bit right here, more color in this specific area, but it is like a milky pink, which I like. And I thought it was gonna be more peach because the color was more peach. Hi, Katie. Uh, I'll be doing glow acrylics soon. I'll get pigments tomorrow. And then we have cover blush. Okay, love, no worries. I do small beads too. Yeah, exactly. She has made them. I'm gonna go follow you. Yeah, me and Nelly both make our own acrylics. Ooh, this one is probably gonna be really nice. I feel like this one's gonna be somewhat like the last one, just a little bit on the darker side. But like, you know, when you got an acrylic, I feel it's best to shake it and stir it just to kind of give it a little bit more. You know what I mean? But that's me. You don't have to do any of it, you know? Hi, bestie. We're just hanging out, swatching. I'm gonna move this out of the way so you guys can see these colors. And then once we put them all together, then you guys can determine which one's your fave. I am using the new size 8 brush, which is a lot thicker, shorter and thicker than my other brush. So it's a bit different. But my bristles are kind of going sideways here. I'm going to clean this out. Yeah, go follow Nelly. Sandra does acrylic. Well, she doesn't make them, but she does acrylics. She does a lot of nails. I think I might still have some stuff in the middle of this brush. I could be wrong, but that's what it kind of feels like, and probably because I'm not used to it, but we're gonna get this bad boy wet. You see how different this picks up? And if you hold it there in place, I would say that's my only thing with like covers. I made a mauvey color that was my absolute favorite mauve It was a reflective glow sparkle, and it was one that I absolutely couldn't get enough of, and yeah. So once it starts turning little glossy, so once you get your first layer on, now if you can see, I have a little thing right here, that little red streak right there. That red streak is part of the pigment, the pink pigment that's in here. But obviously, once you get your other, what do you want? Your other beads on there, you won't see it. The more you leave it, it's polymerizing right when it hits your brush, guys. So always, remember that. And I don't ever like claim to be perfect at any of this either. We just kind of do it, and whatever happens, happens. But I needed to come on here and do some swatches because I couldn't take it no more. I'm gonna melt that bead up so that we won't have a bunch of lines. And then we're gonna drag it down. Now some of these, if like, okay, so you would have to put a second layer on this one to get the color payoff. It might be hard to see it on here, but the more beads I do, the better the color gets, if that makes sense. And I'm just gonna feather this down. But the color consistency, that's why I don't buy a lot of nudes, to be honest with you. I needed nudes because I definitely needed them. Now, once you put your second layer on here, your color really shows through. But this is a really pretty pink color. I thought it would be more orange, but I don't know if you guys can see that little mark right there. You can't see shit at all. Mm, see it? There's a mark right there. It's like a pink mark. It looks non-existent for you guys, but um that's just your that's just like the stuff, the pigment in the powder. I always wish I was one of those people that could take a bead all the way down the nail, but for the majority of us out here, we can't do that. So I have another one of those pigment things. But typically when you brush it out, it typically goes away, if that makes sense. So it's not really a big deal because most of the time when you're running it down the nail, it'll like whatchamacallit, it'll go out or whatever, so it's not a big deal. But I do like the color of that because you can see how much more darker that one is. What happened? I missed what Sandra said. Sandra, what did you say? I have an acrylic set coming out soon. Ooh, I'm excited. Usually when I go look, it's gone, so I just assume the same because it's a week after the first. What did I miss? Yeah, she's been selling out quick. Ah, as soon as it hits time, I purchase mine too, yeah. Because the last time I went to do it, and I was like, nah, I'll be able to wait. No. I hope you feel better, love. Thank you for being here. All right, next up is the beiges. So I'm just gonna go dark to light. This one is Cover Concha, which she uses almost every time. She uses this color a lot, which I like it on her because it looks really nice on her. I'm really not an orangey base type. I'm more of a pinky because I'm so light. You know what I mean? But I would say this color looks great on um like Nelly, people like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, but my brush is kind of is crimped weird. It needs to come over more because it keeps going sideways. I don't know. It could be me. I don't know. But we're just hanging out. But this is Zulays, basically one of Zulays' favorite covers. So I'm excited to, because I've been watching her use it, and I'm like, damn, that looks really good. But it could just depend, because you know what I mean. Everybody's different, so I don't know how it's gonna look. Zulays monthly box. How do you know what cover color best suits your skin tone? You just have to try it. Honestly, for me, the pinks and the mauves look really good on me, but the oranges, the orangier tones and like the mauvey orange tones, like these, don't really look the best on me. I mean, I'll still use it, I guess, if that makes sense, but it's not really. I'll put them up to my skin tone so you guys can actually see them. I mean, that actually doesn't look too bad for like it almost looks like a mauvier nude. It's a lot less than what I thought it would be, so it might not be too bad. It might just give me that little pop of color and it not be as, you know what I mean? So I'm actually thinking I might like this one, to be honest with you, because Nelly looks really good. I made a color for Nelly and she couldn't get enough of it, and she wants more of my color, and I haven't made any more, and gosh, I don't even know how long. It's been about a year, and but she just got some in her package, Nelly, so you got some more. I made you some more. And then my idiot butt, I accidentally threw away my little paper that I had all my ratios on for my colors. So now I got to remix it and try to get it back to what it was. I'm going to bring some of this up. We're going to melt that bead and then pull the rest of that down a little bit. That is a pretty color. That is a pretty color. I'm a little bit more tan on my arms than I am anywhere else, so it's a bit different, but I like that color, you guys. Ooh, I don't know. My goodness. Can you guys see the colors okay? Please let me know if it's going in and out at all. And if you guys can't see, tell me. Yell at me in the chat so I at least know, or else I'm not going to know. Oh, shit. I just put the paper on it. Ah, don't do that. It's okay. It'll be fine. We'll fix it. Don't worry. Don't worry, little buddy. We'll get you back to looking beautiful in no time. I like that color. I don't know. Let's put another bead on that and pat it at the top. Oh yeah, I definitely like this color. I did not think I was gonna like this color at all. I'm gonna just lightly pull it down. I just stuck my brush in it. Ooh, I like that actually. Oh my gosh, Nelly, I think you like this one. Ooh, I was not expecting that color. I really like that color. I got a floof in there. Don't mind my floof, but you can really see the difference between the two now. I really like that color. Uh, yeah, she is opening her box tomorrow, so everybody must go. Well, you don't have to, but does the cover color change during seasons or do they stay the same all year round? I normally just use colored acrylic, so I'm trying to learn more about cover colors. Please, everybody, listen. Please do not say sorry for asking questions. If I don't know or if I don't know the answer and I can't answer, somebody in there will help at some point. And if nobody does answer or if I don't see it, keep asking because you know what I mean? We love it when you guys ask. It really just depends on the brand and yourself, to be honest. It really does. So, and like the brands will keep cover colors as a staple. Um, we're gonna go with Cover Beige. I'm pretty sure this is in your box, Nelly. I think this is one of them. But yeah, it really just depends on the brand, to be honest with you. But yes, the consistency of the acrylic and will change depending on the brand too. So depending on what brand you're using, they all have different consistencies. So if you don't have a temperature that it fluctuates like Ohio, I have super cold weather and really hot weather. It really just depends. So you have to kind of gauge it on when it's wintertime over when it's summertime. You know what I mean? Because summer, it's going to be more hot, right? So you're going to have to use more of a wetter bead. And then in wintertime, you know, it's more cold. So you'd have to, you know, use more of a drier bead. So it really just depends on the brand and yourself and how you can work with a product as well. I'm gonna stir this up. But yeah, her monomer, I like it because it is actually it's called Smooth Set and it really is smooth. And so I really, really like it. I'm just going over the chat real quick, everybody. I'm gonna clean my brush while we're going over the chat. And another thing, yeah, me too. I know that. So like wintertime, do you use a lighter? Oh, I just use the same covers to be honest with you, because like I guess it would change because in the summertime you're darker and in the wintertime you're not. So I guess you know it would change. So that is a valid question because it would actually change because I'm super light typically. So that would actually change in wintertime. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Um, but I was gonna say when you have something like this, don't keep going in the same area. Kind of try to switch up and go into clean areas when you're wiping your brush. It's hard sometimes because it's right in front of you, but um, if you can train yourself to do that, it'll be easier so you're not picking up what you have on here. You know, if you have a lot of stuff on here, you know what I mean, on your paper towel. Now, this one's a very light one. This is more of a super light, kind of like a milky peach tone. Can you guys see that okay, or do I need to zoom in? Would you like me to zoom in more? It's still a pretty color. I mean, I feel like this would look really good on Sandra. I'm gonna pull this down. You know what I mean? Once you get that color on there. But I'm gonna have to look up why my brush keeps going sideways, even though it's straight. And some powders don't get glossy like that. You see it polymerizing is getting glossy. Some powders don't get glossy like that. There are some powders out there that will stay matte and you don't know if it's actually polymerizing or not, but it is. It just depends on the powder, but it actually is polymerizing. As soon as that monomer hits that powder, guys, it is polymerizing. So as soon as it gets on your brush, it's polymerizing. So keep that in mind. I think sometimes people forget about that, you know what I mean? Which, took me a minute to realize that until I started really like playing with it and trying to figure out why certain things, you know what I mean? And some powders will be more. Do you see how my brush goes to the side? It like bends to the side, guys. You see that? It like curves that way? Or is it just me? Because here's the crimp. Do you see that? I'm gonna have to like really make sure I'm flattening that at the right angle, I guess. But I do like this color. This cover beige is really, really nice. That was more of a not so wet bead, but and sometimes if you have too wet of a bead and it's too dry in the center, you'll be able to tell because it'll have like bubbles and it'll have all kinds of stuff in the center of that said bead, if that makes sense. I just took that right off the nail, and that's not what you want to do. Do not take it off the nail like I did, guys. But the cover, I really, really like this cover. I really like it too. And it's not bad because it's kind of a lighter tone. But I just have a big wide area at the bottom there. So I'm just gonna put this on. See that? It's polymerizing, but it's not as polymerized. So when you set it on the nail, it's going to be more wet like this versus if you let it, see, look at the drip, watch the drip. If you were to leave it sit in the bead, then it would be a little bit, once you wanted to work it down the nail, it'd be a little bit more stronger because it's polymerizing within the bead on the brush before you set it down. Because in all reality, you shouldn't have a bunch of stuff on your paper towel in terms of color. If you do, it's fine, but just note how much you're taking off your paper towel like this right here. I mean, I'm swatching and getting used to the powder, but it's one thing. It's really good to kind of gauge exactly what you're taking off the nail and if you're taking too much off the nail, per se, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, guys. How big your bead is. So if we let it sit here and actually polymerize and get wet on this, on the brush, right? There we go. Set it down and then go in and do it. Then go in and flatten it to the sides. Flatten your little cuticle area and then pull it down. I don't pat. I kind of pat and pull at the same time. So, oh, nice. We got a kitty hair in there. So, like, it's a bit different for me. But, like, if you leave it too long on your brush, like I just did, that also causes it to do that. So, it's kind of like you just gotta figure out your way of doing it, you know what I mean? And plus, it's been a minute since I've done any acrylic. How long has it been, guys? Anybody know how long it's been since I've done an acrylic set? Here's what I used to do, right? I used to be good at swatching them on the swatch sticks. And then by the time I got to the nail, it was just horrifying. This one has a lot of bubbles and a lot of whatever because of how I did the powder, but it's a swatch, y'all. I'm getting used to the powder. That is a pretty color, though. I do like that. It's got more of like a pinky orangey tone, if you will. But the powder is a bit different than the other ones. And if your brush is dirty, as well, like if you do what I do and you swatch how I swatch, your brush will get dirty a lot faster than somebody who just does like 1 or 2 beads. You know what I mean? I just wanted to put more at the top there so we could really see that color. Because that color is really pretty. And you really don't want to go through a bunch of monomer either. You know what I mean? But like Nelly, she's perfect at doing her beads, guys. Literally. We have one more left. So here's that one. So that one is called... That one's called Cover Beige. You've been watching since June and haven't seen you do any. Yeah, I haven't. Well, I did. Well, no, I take that back. I did do one. Me and Nelly did one, but I did the acrylic part on her channel, and I didn't end up doing the, I ended up doing like the nail art portion on my channel. And that was the glitter that I made. That flaky, like, iridescent glitter I made. That was for that, like, goth set that I did. That was on her channel. So she has that. Well, actually, it is on my channel too because I think she added me as a collaborator. So anything that she adds that we do, if we add each other, it'll be on both of our channels as well. In the, I think it'll say collab area if you scroll down on our homepage. But we have so many, we have a couple years worth of collabs between the two of us, but we don't have them like both, because every time you do it, you have to send a link to that person and they have to accept that link. And then when they accept the link, then it'll go on your page. You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes we have so many that if we went through every single one of them, guys, oh my goodness, God, that would probably take us an hour just for the both of us to go through and say, yes, 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 on both ends. You know, I'm going to grab a new one and clean my brush. And this right here, I end up putting in a Ziploc baggie so it's not like in my face. It's a good way to kind of keep the smell down in your room if you are in your bedroom or living room or kitchen. So I put it in a big Ziploc bag until I can get it into the trash. Get all the air out of it. Get all the air out of it. Close it up. And then I seal it in a trash bag that smells really good. And put it in my drawer. And then it masks the smell, guys. It really does work. I promise you. I wouldn't tell you that if it didn't. But hi, Karina. We are swatching Zulays powders. And I really like some of these other powders. I didn't think I would. because not that I wouldn't like them, but like I didn't think they would look very good on me, you know? Because my other one is like a mauve color, and I want to try and get like more of a mauve color because I really like that dark mauve tone. And maybe I'll show you guys what mine looks like so you can actually see the tone of what my mauve color. I always use it on everything, so most of you guys should know what my mauve color looks like, my glitter mauve. I made it for another creator, and then I ended up loving it so much, and everybody else loved it too, and she loved it as well, and that became my favorite one I used for every single set I ever made. I cleaned this out as best I could. It is clean. Now, you will be able to tell if your brush isn't clean. It won't look like this. It'll look like clumpy, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So if it's not clean, it's not going to look like this. You know what I mean? It's not going to look like that. It's going to look clumpy and weird. So keep that in mind. It's a good way to tell as well. All right, last color, everybody. Last color. I don't think I shook that one. Did I? I don't remember, y'all. I don't remember. Did I do this? I think I did. Yes, I did. But yeah, the pink ones are finer than these, but I think what I'm going to do is show you guys the different consistencies together on one swatch, so that way you guys can see the different consistencies. Like you can just see the difference in the powder itself on this. I don't know where my flukes are coming from. They're probably in my actual, I don't know, I have a bunch of fluffs in here. Ooh, that one dried fast. All right, this one's one that dries really fast. And some of her cover powders, she does say they do dry quite fast. Some of them, I don't know which ones. This one does dry quite fast, so I'm gonna leave that baby wetter. There we go. So if you find that it dries really fast like that one did, use a wetter bead. Yeah, I don't know if these little flukes are in my thing or on my paper towel. I don't know. Comes off the brush nice. Yeah, this one definitely dries super fast. Holy shit balls that, man. I mean, I guess fast makes you freaking go faster, but not me. I might have to put some ass into it just to make it go. Holy shit. I don't know if I like this one. The color of this one, I'm not sure I like this one. I think I'm going to put this one in a giveaway. Would you guys be okay with that or no? Because I don't think I'll find myself using this one. Especially because of how light it is. I know that some people don't like powders that have already been swatched, so that's why I'm asking. But if I haven't physically used it on myself, then I don't know where the hell that came from, but I have a red glitter in here. What the heck? Did I have red glitter out on my desk? Yeah, that freaking thing dried really, really fast. But if you like fast powders, this is the powder for you. I'm just not. I'm not super fast with it. The way she puts it on the nail, even if it's a fast drying powder, is like butter. And I'm just like, but damn, you're good, you know? We made it work. So I just have to work a lot wetter with that one. But I'm afraid that if I work wetter, and I know it's always hard to tell with certain ones because they'll look different wet than they do dry. They'll dry different. Does that make sense? I mean, that is a pretty color. That's almost a mauvey color. Okay, okay. Huh. It definitely dries fast though, for sure. And it did stick in my brush a little bit, and I think just because it was yeah, you guys can see I have right here, it is like sticking to me, and you can see it right here. Can you guys see it in my brush? It's actually right there in the center. So I do have it in my brush. So, but I want to take those pinks. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to take the Cover Concha. No, Cover Beige. Right? Yeah. This one? Yeah. We're going to take Cover Beige, and I'm going to take the pink one, and I'm going to show you the difference. But these are the colors. And you always get better as you go, right? So the color palette is nice, you know? Like if I hold it down here, the color palette's nice. It's just this one, the color isn't really distributed as well as I would like it to be. But maybe if we use it on a lighter note, maybe it'll be different. I don't know. So let's try it again. So I think that one, Pink Dreams. Try her flat brushes. The only flat ones I have are the Mia's Secret, but they shed bad. The rest are very round and thick. Yeah, this one right here, just know that they don't pick up as much like monomer, if you will. Does that make sense? I forgot to clean this brush out, so it sat here with no monomer. Oh, shitballs, Batman. I didn't realize, but I have one little thing of clear right here in the center. Ah! Not my brush. I have another size 12 brush of hers somewhere. Yeah, you want to make sure you clean your brush out ASAP. And I forgot to do that before I set it down. I didn't even realize I had that much in there. Oh, it came out. Woo! Scared me. I usually don't have a bunch of shit in my brush, but I did this time. Okay. But you know what? You know what? Look at this. If you ever get something stuck in your brush, I have a comb. I have a comb for the hairs on my brush. Doo, 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 doo. See? Wait, that's not the comb. We have a comb. See, it's in the center. This has never happened to me before. So this part right here. But you have to be careful. Like I literally just pulled these out, trying to get that out of my brush. So let it sit. I'm gonna have to let that baby sit in there. You know what? I'm going to do this one time and one time only. Take my acetone. And another thing, be careful sticking your jars on where your monomer is, guys. And we're just going to lightly put that in there. So it'll break that bitch up. Oh, look, now I can go right through it. Oh. You don't want to do that a lot, though. You don't want to do that a lot. Just let it kind of do its thing. That has never happened. Yeah, the comb is the shit, but just be careful. Yeah, I always make sure it's good and clean, but when I was switching back and forth, I forgot. I was excited. So, don't do that, everybody. And I'm allergic to acetone, so I don't use this very often at all. And Nelly, you'll have to let me know if I put that other brush in your box, because I do not remember at all. And just lightly do it, guys, like hardly any pressure, because once it starts breaking up, it'll break up and come out. It's already, but I've already lost like 5 bristles. See, you don't want to do that, but it is coming out now. Thank the Lord Jesus. Because I usually clean them out so good that I don't have that issue. But if you clean it to a point that like you're doing this every single time, try to make sure you're cleaning your brush more. And then rehydrate it with your and then this has like a little pick on it. So you have like this little pick right here. And then you can just kind of slightly go over it a little bit and just kind of bring it through there without breaking it too much. This wasn't supposed to come as a cleaning sesh, but shit happens and you gotta go with the flow. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's finally starting to break up in there. There we go. So you don't want to leave it in acetone ever. Stick it in, take it out. Stick it in, take it out. Stick it in, take it out. You never want to leave it in acetone. Ever. Okay, well, I don't want to leave that in there. So are you guys cool with hanging out for a minute? What are we seeing tomorrow? I love the little comb. I know. I always forget I have it. She said these are 100% Kolinsky. I don't think so. I feel that they are like 75 and 25, but I don't know. I don't fully know. Just that's my opinion. She said they're real Kolinsky, so I'm not really sure, guys. She says they are. They feel real. They don't feel like my other ones from Amazon, so I can't tell you that. Trying to leave that wet so I can get my brush through it. But yeah, you should never have this amount of dry anything in your brush, and if you do, well, That's what I'm saying. This will also happen if you have a lot of shit on your paper towel. You know what I mean? But you're watching it in real time, everybody. I'm kind of mad that I did that, though, to be honest with you, because I never do that. I haven't had to do this to a brush in a long time. And do you know, I got made fun of one year because I was showing people that I used to take a little mini comb and brush my my hairs out. And people were like, don't do that. You're going to fuck up the brush. And I was like, I gotta clean it. I'm new. I was new to acrylic, so like my brushes were getting, they weren't like super dirty. There was just little pieces that were, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, but they used to make fun of me and tell me I was stupid for using a little mini brush, and I was using like an actual comb, like an actual like comb. They were pretty rude about it, but it didn't bother me. I just was like, but I'm new. You know what I mean? But you're seeing it in real time, guys. So I know that my other real one, if I were to get acrylic in it like this, it would come out no problem. Like I would still have to work with it. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to like chop that big piece because I have like this big piece that it's almost out. And I'm just trying to pull it. Not pull it, but see it? I don't want to mess up my brush. So if you just do it lightly, guys, you won't be pulling out a bunch of shit and just kind of work your way through it. Stick it back in your monomer and clean it with your monomer as well so it hydrates the brush. I have one where the brush is now. Do you? You putting in a lot of work for it to be 100%. Well, that's because I got this right here and I don't want to pull it. You know what I'm saying? See that? It's like right there in the center. This is the first time I've ever had anything like this in my brush. So I'm trying, this is like really trying to pull this off without breaking my bristles any more than what I already have. I'm kind of mad at myself for it, to be honest. But yeah, it says 100% Calinti, but I don't know, guys. I'm not her, so I don't know. I'm just going by what the website says. But it doesn't act like my Amazon brushes, so it's got to at least be real. Like it has to be because it does not act like my Amazon brushes. Trust me, I went through a lot, like quite a bit of Amazon brushes. Um and this one doesn't act like that, so I'm being gentle. Cuz like do you want, like I've already ripped out 6 hairs. There, I finally got that stupid piece out. I wanted to pull it out without. There we go. Woohoo! We're better now. I don't haven't I know. I hate doing it though because I know it happens, but like I haven't done it like that in a very long time. Like it's been a minute. But have you guys ever heard of Dashboard Beauty? So, this is my Dashboard Beauty brush. Do you guys remember them? So my Dashboard Beauty brush, I absolutely love this brush, and I can't find one like it anywhere. But these bristles, it's a thin brush. You cannot buy this brush anymore, but it is a thin brush, but it's really freaking nice. Like, I'm talking, it says Kolinsky. It doesn't say 100% Kolinsky, but it does say Kolinsky. You know what I mean? Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Like this, I love this brush too. But this brush, you can tell, is fully synthetic. See that? You can tell this brush is fully synthetic. This one at least doesn't feel fully synthetic at all. I mean, that's just my thing. That's my honest opinion here. I will have to continue to use it to know. But that one, the pink handled one, this one has to be real Kolinsky. There's no way. Because it doesn't act like my other ones at all. I'm just making sure I'm cleaning that because I have a little spot. So yeah, I mean, and that's not a ding on anybody or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm always honest when I'm doing when I'm unboxing this stuff with you guys, because if I'm not, then how are you supposed to know how it really ended up being for me? You know what I mean? So that way you guys can compare whatever if you get it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just make sure you're cleaning this off before you use it on something else again. So, all right. Enough of that shiitake, right? All right. We're going to use a Cover Beige, and then we're going to use the pink, and I'm going to show you the difference. Yeah, girl. That's what I'm saying. I like it when people ask. You can't find skinny brushes. Really? Let's see. Where is my other skinny brush? Well, Zulays is one. This one right here from Zulay, this size 12. This one is a skinny brush. As you can see, it's very flat. I like these types of brushes. This one is a little bit on the flat, you know what I mean, wider side of things. But that could just be because it's brand new. But my Nail Mate brush is very thick. My bestie brush is very thick. All right. So I'm going to grab another, whatchamacallit, and I'm going to show you the difference of how the powders pick up versus, look, do you see how different it is in the pot, everybody? You see how this one is? Look at that. If they were both the same, they would both be doing the same thing. But this powder is a lot finer than this one. That is how you can tell as well. And when they're fine like that, they're great as dip powders. Because dip powders are better when it's fine powder versus the big thicker molecules, or whatchamacallit. All right. I'm going to go 1, 2. This one's going to pick up a lot thinner as well because it's finer. Look at that. This one was one that dried like super fucking quick, guys. I'm going to take this off. You could actually use this one for molding. I'm just going to lightly tap the bottom. That's it. All right, so with this one, I have to be fast with it because it does dry pretty fast. And you've seen the other ones, I could play with them, I could maneuver them, you know what I mean? But for some reason, this specific powder is just a little finer and is different. So like if I do my standard, I just had to be faster at it. So that is what the color looks like. Now, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just, now this one, see how much thicker that bead is compared to the one that I had? Because the powder is not dense enough. When the powder isn't dense enough like that, right? It can't really grab onto, the brush can't really grab onto a good amount of that powder because there's not enough density, if that makes sense, to be able to do that, right? So that is the difference there. Now this one is a lot more dense, and I can maneuver this one, as you've seen me just pull that bitch down the nail like that. You know what I mean? So it's a bit different. I really like that color. But does that make sense though? When you're going to put your brush in the powder, the more dense the powder is, the more it will grip onto the brush. Does that make sense, everybody? So like when you're gliding this through the powder, I'm gonna wet my brush really a lot. When you're gliding this through the powder, I'm gonna just whoop. So watch. When you're gliding this through the powder, it's so light and airy, you're just kind of moving it. You know what I'm saying? You're just kind of moving it backwards. Now that I got a bigger bead on that one. Still super. Look how dry it is. Look. Okay. So I'm gonna really wet my brush, not take nothing off of it. And I'm gonna have to lay this one as soon as I pick it up out there. This is the one you'll have to lay really quickly. Is that a bad thing? No, it's absolutely not a bad thing. But I'm also not pretending to know everything either. I'm just saying it dries a little on the fast side, so you're just gonna have to make sure you are quick with it. You know what I mean? And I just noticed I put my brush through that, and yeah, but it's fine. I so wish I could. That actually looks nice. The blend on that looks super nice. I'm gonna blend this up. There we go. So it's a bit different when you're working with different structures of powders too. Now, the only thing that I have an issue with is just because the powder is soft doesn't mean you can't use it, guys. You can absolutely use it, 1000%. I just don't like the color. Like here, if you have it on a black, you're not really going to see the clear parts of that color. But if you're doing a full nail, you guys can see that, right? If you're doing a full nail, do you see the color in there, in your beads? So if I hold it up like this, you can see the color. There's not, you know what I mean? The color isn't structured throughout there. Now, if you did something like this, it wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? It wouldn't matter if you did something like this one because you covered most of that up. You know what I mean? I do. I cuss at the beads. I mean, this one was pretty fast. So you could absolutely use this pink one for 3D flowers and get away with it. Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. So, I mean, that is the difference between a thicker and a smaller. And I know people, because people used to literally get pissed at me when I was talk about, because dip powders are formulated with a thinner base. You know what I'm saying? They really are. They absolutely are formulated with a much smoother base because you're dipping your finger in there. It's a bit different. You know what I mean? So yeah, but for me, I don't really like those types of powders because they do dry fast like that. But I mean, you guys might like them because what I might not like, you guys might like, and vice versa, you know? But I always tell you how I feel, man. I always tell you how I feel, always. But yeah, those are the powders. I do think they are gorgeous. I do like them. I love this one right here. The shimmer, so this one's a glitter, but it has flakies in it, which it was hard for you guys to see. Now I don't know which is which. Damn it. I should have I took them all out of order, but this one is Pink Dreams and then Pinky Girl, right? Pink Girly is this one. And it is a, you know what? I'm just going to put a freaking top coat on them and that way you guys can see them. All right. So I'm going to take these and move these out of the way. I do think you would, if you added more color to it, obviously you wouldn't see through that clearly, but that's what I love about these babies right here. I can just do. I love that. See? But yeah, just make sure you're not like putting your jars on your monomer or setting it where you've had your brush and your monomer because it will absolutely eat through your jars, guys. Absolutely eat through your jars 1000%. So, all right, lid goes on that. Move these out of the way here. And I got all kinds of acrylic on this, so it's wet and all the goods. So, this is going inside my little paper thingy. And this is literally the entire process that I do. I know it's probably boring for you guys, but I appreciate the whole 15 people that came. I mean, I appreciate it. I'm not doing nails tonight, but I wanted to show you that because I was super stoked about it. And I'm also excited at the fact that I finally got nail glue. So I'll go over everything in just a second. Do I like the new brush? I think I need more time with it, to be honest with you. Not even gonna lie. I think I just need more time with the new brush. But I do love Zulays products, you guys. I really do. Or I wouldn't get them, you know? So, just throwing that out there. I wouldn't get them if I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't like them, so. Just saying. Alright, so here are the colors. Which, if you look at them together, they're actually nice. And I didn't think I was going to like them. So this one, the color is broken up a little bit more, but you guys can't see that, but I can. So I'm just letting you know. And I don't like that swatch, so I'm going to go with this one. So that way I at least know. I mean, for all these colors, I really do like the variety of these colors. Especially this one right here, which I don't remember which one was what. Do we remember which one was what? I don't. Thanks, Lolly. Not the kind of therapy that you would. Oh, I love you. It's still therapy. It's kind of therapy that you have to let your emotions out. Yeah. Okay, so this one is called Pink Dreams. All right, so the actual glitter one is Zulays Pink Dreams. And then we have Pink Girly, which is this one. So we'll use it. Oop. Pink Girly. Those are the two glitters. And then we have Cover Blush is this one, I think. Or is this the orange one? Oh, shit. Now I don't remember. You guys, I'm so bad at this. I think Cover Soft Pink is this one, I think. Almond Butter, I think, is this one. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing. Cover Concha is this one. Or is it this one? Shit. Cover Beige is the more orangey one. Yeah. Or no, Cover Concha is this one. Yeah. And this one? Yeah. All right. Cover Beige. And Cover Concha. Do, do, do. Concha. And this is the soft pink, I think. And then, oh, I'm missing this one. Which one was this one? Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have a Cover Blush in here already? Don't mind me, guys. Okay, I think. No. Did I do soft pink? I think that one's this one. Cover Blush. And soft pink. One ounce. You got 7 1-ounce. You got these stiletto tips. These do not have any wells. So this isn't called half well cover tip. It's just the half cover tip. I think you get 240 pieces in that. And then you get the brush on glue, which I'm super psyched about that because I needed more glue. And then you got the 8-ounce monomer and you got the size 8 Kolinsky brush. So for me, I thought this was a really good deal. Her cover colors, what the hell am I talking about? Her boxes, her monthly boxes are one of my favorite boxes to get from anybody when it comes to acrylic because you get such a variety of things. You don't just get acrylic and you don't just get, you know what I mean? Acrylic and a bunch of glitters or, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's a really good, for me, you know what I mean? Especially because every month she'll give you sneak peeks. And so you can get a sneak peek of the colors and all that sort of thing. Girl, I know. I mixed them up. I know. But I think I got them. I think I got them right. Watch me go to freaking Swatch room and it be completely different. You know? Shit happens, man. Alright, I am going to put a top coat. And I'm using her top coat, which I love her top coat. If you guys do not have her toughened top coat, you need to get it. Because I absolutely love it. Now, I didn't, you know, encapsulate or anything like that. So it's going to be a bit different. Because once you encapsulate and all that, you know what I mean? But I do love that glitter inside there. Can you guys see, like, the purple, the orange, and the pink glitter? Like, that is the glitter that is absolutely gorgeous and I need more of. But the color isn't consistent, so it kind of annoys me, not even gonna lie. It annoys me to a point that I would have to use it for an ombre, or that one would be good for a marble. I mean, you can still use it for a nail bed too. I mean, you know what I mean? Now this one has your shimmer and your this one kind of dried fast too, now that I remember. But this one's got flakies and that same, less of that sparkle. It's got flakies and more shimmer in it. So it's hard for you guys to see, but I'll show you in the flash, so that way you guys can actually see the sparkle in the flash and like what they look like up close. Because I feel like that would give us, like, you know what I mean? more benefit of whatever. But I mean, for me, a lot of the times I have watched so many people like come on and be like, yeah, they're perfect and great in every which way. And I'm talking just any brand because, you know, they don't want to say, they don't want to have any type of anything with a brand. And that's, I'm not doing it because I use Zulay all the time. And so I show you guys brands that I actually use all the time. And I use them. I use her all the time. But like I will tell you if it's marbling, even if you can't see it, but only I can. And sometimes even if something marbles, it's fine because it gets like swiped out as you're moving down the nail so you can't even see it, so it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So there's some of those like that too with any brand. You know what I mean? But once they dry, like I was saying before, once they dry, they're different when they dry. You know what I mean? They turn different. So like what looks like one thing when it's wet, once it's dry, you can't tell. You know what I'm saying? I did have, I think it's this one. No, not this one. One of the orange ones I had like the pigment wasn't fully, the red pigment that they use in it to get it your cover color wasn't fully mixed all the way, but for the most part, you couldn't tell once I got it all on there, you know? But this pink is really pretty too. And that darker pink's really pretty as well. If you do a thin color of this pink one, it's like a milky pink, which I like. And I can see through my swatch up here, but it all is also how you put your swatch, you know what I mean? How you put it on the nail as well. If you have tiny little whatchamacallit, beads like I did, and you don't kind of melt the bead in, then, you know, sometimes you'll be able to see like the lines of pigment in each bead because you're not melting that bead up into the other one as fast. You know what I mean? So you'll get that like ring, if you will, in your bead. And sometimes that is just how it is. You know what I'm saying? But oh, it was this one right here that had the pink pigment that wasn't out all the way, and I have one here and I have one here. But that it's fine. As long as you can work with it down the nail and it actually like goes away and you can't see anything through it, then you're fine. Because there have been so many brands that I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait. This is awesome. Right? But then when I get it, it's like, wait, did y'all just lie to me? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, okay, thanks. You know? But like not even really it's I just don't like the ones that are just don't tell you how they actually feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I mean, that's why I stopped working with so many different brands cuz you know what I mean? Maybe one day I'll talk about it. Now in terms of me working with somebody or whatever, that's different. You know what I mean? That's not a product. It's not the product, but I will still put a top coat on this one just so you guys can see the full glitter effect on my first bead or my first whatchamacallit of this. The glitters are gorgeous though. Like you get every single color because when it's in the color, you get like that orange, purple, and pink. But then when you see it in the clear parts, it's like green, yellow, and blue. So it looks really cool because it's a multi-layered glitter. It's just the color isn't the greatest in terms of that one. But it is still gorgeous though. That's the thing. It's still gorgeous and you can we'll have to use that, you know what I mean? We'll have to use that with like what do you want to call that? Freaking 3D flowers and stuff, you know? So, I mean, for this box, I wish I would have got July's box because that mermaid box was amazing. Like, I was like, oh my god, I missed the most, like, coolest box. I got June's and May's. Or, yeah, May. But yeah, that little pick tool is on Amazon, guys. I think Savvyland has one. Born Pretty, I think, had one as well. So I love the glitters, even though, you know, maybe I'll try it again, and then we can maybe do a little bit of. Oh my god, I know. I hope September is not Halloween yet. I want glitters, but I don't. I want like a cool ass shimmer. Like, I don't know, but I don't want, like, you know how because it's September and we're going into spooky season and stuff, but like it's autumn, so a lot of people tend to come out with just like a lot of autumn colors, like dark greens, and I want someone to come out with like cool ass autumn colors. Autumn can be any color version of like autumn colors, but I want them to come out with something different and unique, and like let's do like a periwinkle, and you know what I mean, like a dark periwinkle mixed in with like a dark vibrant teal, or even a muted teal, or a shimmer, or I just have all these like things in my brain and I'm like, Labor Day colors? I don't even know. When's Labor Day? I don't even know when Labor Day is. All right. Let me turn on this so you guys can see the flash. But like I've repped for a lot of brands that like I loved because they worked for me, but they didn't work for other people. So, and then when I repped the brand because I absolutely loved their products and they worked for me really freaking well, then it was like the company just, how do I want to say it? Treated you like shit. So, you know what I mean? They didn't really give two fucks about what you're doing, but you basically sold. Yes, can we hear? In my mind, I needed all this, so in my mind, I needed all these like I needed the brush. No, I didn't need the brush, but I've been looking at the brush. And I wanted the nail glue because it had the brush in it, and I needed the monomer, and I didn't have a lot of cover colors. So that's why I hopped on this box. I didn't hop on this box because it had covers in it. I hopped on this box because it had monomer and the essentials for what any beginner would want in terms of having cover colors, a brush, monomer, nail glue, and nails. So she literally put everything in there so you could have an entire bundle to get started with acrylic. And I loved it. I freaking loved it. That is the best part of these boxes, in my opinion. In my opinion, in my opinion, that's the best part of these boxes, because you never know what you're going to get. You don't know what colors you're getting until she releases it. And there's a lot of different products that even, like, that she throws in stickers and she does all this stuff. But for the most part, all of my acrylics I've gotten from her boxes. And I didn't have but one acrylic from her. That's all I had before I started actually getting them, because I've been watching her for many years. I just never, because I always mix my own. But it's always good to try other people's acrylics too, just to kind of get a sense and feel for what's out there. But I don't necessarily spend my money on other companies that have acrylic, if that makes sense. She's basically the only one that I've actually bought other than Young Nails. And there was another one too. Freaking A. I forget what the other one is, but they're no longer a company anymore. But I want to try Valentino. That is another one I want to try, because I heard that Valentino's monomer isn't harsh at all and it's really good. But I am going to keep getting said boxes when I can, you know what I mean? Because I can't do it every month, obviously. Trust me, I would love to if I could. But I try to get the ones where I know I'm getting the most bang for my buck. Because getting that monomer and getting all these products by themselves is over $200, I'm pretty sure. So $120 with your shipping. So it came to $140.56, I think. Is really fucking good, guys. Excuse my French, but I'm just saying it's really good. Especially when you're getting like a whole beginner thing like this. I mean, I think it's a very good deal. A very good deal. Right? It's the best way to try. Because I normally wouldn't gravitate towards these, because I thought that they were too orange for me. You know what I'm saying? I really thought they were going to be too orange for me, but they're really not. That's what I was going to do. So here's this color on my skin tone. So like right now I'm a little bit more on the orangey side, I guess you can will. But this will actually look somewhat decent on me in the wintertime. And then we have this one, which I think this one is the one that's going to look the best on me. You know what I mean? Now, my camera is not doing it justice right now because it's got a blue background like this. So any dark background will make it look weird, which is honestly retarded. But this one will also, I don't know if this one will look good on me or not, but I don't know if that one will per se, but I know, let me see, which one is it? This one. I really like this one. This one right here. Hi, Josh. This one right here is like, yes. Now, this one is called Cover Blush. I really like this one. And then we have this one right here, which absolutely yes. Now, this one is a little bit more pinker. Like, it's a little bit more pinker in person, if that makes sense. My thing is actually making it super light for some reason. And then this one right here, which is soft pink, which is like that milky pink. It looks really light on here, but it's got a little bit more of a pink to it in person. And then we have this one. So I know that these colors will work like this. I know these colors will work on me, but I just was not sure at all if the darker or like the more mauvey orangey colors were actually going to work on me. So technically they all look okay on me. I mean, you know what I mean? My arms are always a little bit darker, but let's see. Like, look, I feel like I guess they would all look okay on me, you know? You guys would have to decide for yourselves what you think and if they would work for you that way. Like, that's the only way I can tell you to actually, like, go to, like, your, like, whitest part of your, see the difference? I don't know if you can see the difference or not, but in terms of my arm, but look how much whiter that is. Now you can actually see that this is a orange pink and, like, light pink, versus here, they all kind of look the same. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but that is my box.
And I really do appreciate you guys watching me swatch. I know I'm not the perfect swatcher. I don't do 1 or 2 or 3 beads, and I go with the flow. You know? I go with the flow, Joe. And so, stop it. So yeah, that was Zulays August monthly box, and I am happy with everything, because I know I can use this pink color, so I'm okay. So everything else is great. And now that they've dried, you can't see through them like I thought you could prior. So if you added 2 layers like Zulay does, you'll never even see through it. You won't. You won't. Even if you're just a beginner and you're putting this on here, you won't see through it at all. At all. Especially if you put glitter on top of them, you won't see it. So that is my review on these bad boys. I was super excited. I am so bored. And so I am glad to do this. Now I got to figure out more space for these. You know what I mean? But, yeah. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. We need to plan out my next set. So, what do we want to do on my next set, Lolly? Anybody? It was a great box. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Sorry I'm not a nail tech, but I'll still try to answer questions with you guys, you know? So, yeah. My brush is cleaned out. So this is what the brush looks like after. You've seen it before. It's a little bit more rounded. This is what this one looks like. Let me show you. Definitely a different amount. So you can definitely tell that this one's a lot thicker and it has more bristles. This one has less bristles than this one. That's how you can tell. The middle part of it has more bristles in the middle than this one does. So this is a thin brush. This is a size 12. And the pink handle, well, the metal one. So if you do not have this brush, I would get this one right here. In my opinion, I like this one better than this one. But I like them both, but I would prefer this one over that one. Does that make sense? That's how I feel about the brushes, but I still like them, so I'll probably use that for whenever, you know? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's do our yellow set. A dragon set. Because I was going to show you guys my colors. I've been on here for 2 hours already. But I was going to show you guys, like, the colors I had to work with for a sunflower set. And I did get my stickers out already. Because I was excited and I wanted to do, like, butterflies. But, like, you see this one? I thought this was my inspiration. This right here was my inspiration. Because of the colors and the way the bee is. And then I had this little sticker set here. Which I thought was really pretty. And then if we, like, used this. Like, these little, whatchamacallits, I thought would look good. And then I love these little butterflies here. I like the outside point of it, and I thought about making it a where you put the butterfly inside of that and make a dome over it, but with glitter in it. I was kind of thinking that too. And then you could put the flower around this and make this your center point. So that's what I was thinking, was making this my center point and doing the flower around this so it had something cool in the middle. I don't know. And then I picked out this because of these butterflies. But so far, those are the only yellow butterflies I have. I don't know why, but you want to see the color? Because I have bright yellow. I've been wanting to do bright yellow. Like actual bright yellow. Here. Move that over there. Oh shit. Alright, so this is all of my... These are my colors in here. And I was gonna pull out all my yellows so that way I could, like, show you what colors I had in terms of... Is that yellow? I think that's yellow too. Yellow. Green Goblin. That's a yellow. I think... Oh, that's a green. Is that a green? I don't know. I would have to say these acrylics that I just made, I think I made these back in October, maybe? Or was it February? I don't know. But I redid my very first collection I ever made into these, and they glow so bright. And I've never released this set, and only a few people got these colors. But they don't look like this. They're more on the clear side of things. So, I think this is yellow. Yes. That is yellow. That glows green. But yeah, most of my acrylics are ones that I made. And see, like, you see this is more of, like, an orangey, like... This is Nellie's favorite color, and it's more of a coppery toned color. And Nellie, I think this is the one I kept for myself that I should have just gave to you because I'm never going to use it. And then these right here is my first Halloween collection that I ever came out with. And it is matte glitters with holographic glow and bright yellow. And it was the candy concoction, like the candy collection. And so yeah, that was a fun time. And then this one was my one that had the reflective in it. And you guys can't see what it is, but it has the reflective hollow. And it's just my favorite mauve. And it was called Flashing Jonah. And it's the only one I have. But I know I have one like this one somewhere. Haha, I found it. Okay, we'll take that one out just so we have it. Do I need an orange to go with that to do on the bottom? Do you guys think I'm gonna need an orange? Because, like, I also did a full holographic set. Like, you guys can't tell, but this is a full reflective holographic. And I have every single holographic color. I made each one. Like, I have blue. This is all holographic collection. And I've never used them all. I've only swatched them. I have black, purple, teal, red, brown. You name it. Your girls made it. But I have not swatched. I have not went through and swatched all these yet. Because we didn't get to these yet, so this one is yellow, but it's not the same yellow. It's more of a goldy yellow, but I will take that out. I don't have, like, bright tone, or, like, dark tones of, like, yellow and stuff like that. But if we're doing the sunflower, then I feel like I'm gonna need like a brown and an orange. I feel like this one would be the perfect orangey color, to be honest. And then that's orange. I'll have to go back to doing a swatch with me so you guys can see all my colors, because so far I've only done one. Alright, so we have... These are all different tones, except for this one, of my yellows that I have. And this is yellow, but it looks green. That looks green, though. Hold on. I have a yellow one anyway. We'll just, yeah. And then this one... This one is a beautiful, reflective, hollow brown. Look at that. Glitter. So these are my colors, guys. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing one. But you guys, Sandra, this was my last collection that I put out ever. Was this one right here. And you and Nelly and Conjure have the shimmer holographic one. This one was my favorite, and I'm almost out of it. But these all glow in the dark. All the bright yellow ones glow in the dark. All of them. This one right here is my newest one, which glows really bright. And then this one is a jelly glow in the dark. It's very, like, lightly. It's very light, but it is jelly and very, I wanted it to be like a milky jelly color. And I think I succeeded with that one because that one was one I came out with for Easter, I think, wasn't it? This was my Easter set. And then this one was my summer set. And then I just stopped making them. I pretty much stopped making them. And then this one was my thick glitter set. And I have glitters of all these ones as well. So I can always make another set. But yeah, I make my own. Do you want me to swatch them? Because I can swatch them. You're making me want to make acrylic claws. Ooh, Josh, you should do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You do. You do. I'll show you this. I'll show you the colors on the swatch sticks. This one right here, this green, is just... So each color that I have has corresponding colors to them. So this chunky green goes with this chunky yellow right here. So I have full rainbow collections for each one of these colors. Like this one has a full collection. This one is a Halloween collection, but it has an orange, yellow, green, and purple. This one has its own collection, and this one has its own rainbow collection as well. So each one of those has corresponding 6 to 7 colors. If that makes sense. And I also have these. So these right here are the ones that I have swatched so far. And this is the candy one. This is the one from my, whatchamacallit. And that one is beautiful. Oh my gosh, that one's gorgeous. This one is a black hollow with, burgundy in it. This is the purple one, the Halloween one. I wanted it to be matte but have jelly in it, and the color didn't distribute the way I wanted it to. It did, but it didn't. You know what I mean? You had to really mix it well. But so this is what the ones look like that are like all like glitters. And then this is the matte. This is matte with hollow. This is my new one with the flakies. So, I mean, as you can tell, you know what I mean? I have a dark flaky one. And then this is the greens. And then here's the yellows. So this is what the yellows I have look like. But not all of them. So this color and like this color is in this little jar right here. This color is not even out here. But this is just a matte. It's like a matte hollow. A regular yellow. And then we have this one I made. This was my autumn color I made that I never sold to anybody. And then orange, light orange, orange. So you get the point on these. So... But I ended up swatching. I don't think I got to all these. I didn't get to the bottom row of these, but for the most part, I have colors that I don't know how that one got in there, but yeah. I'm looking at the bottom ones of these, and I definitely didn't swatch these bottom ones at all, so I'm gonna have to go back and swatch those. Oh look, we have 2 more. But for the most part, I have my other swatch sticks, but yeah, I would have to dig them out for you guys to show you all my swatch sticks, but But yeah, those are every color that I own in terms of colors. And so, what do you guys think? Do you like those colors, or do we want to do bright and light and orange? You guys will have to let me know. But yeah, just know that most of the colors I own are my own, and I've crafted every single color that I that I have. So, but yeah, that's it, guys. That's all. On this live, if you could do me a favor and put the colors in the comments of like bright, dark, muted, glitter, non-glitter, whatever the hell you think would look good with the yellow set. Let me know in the comments, and if you have any ideas that you want me to do, please put it in the comments so that way I can know. Okay? But that is it. Make sure you go check out zulaysnails.com for the next monthly box and anything else. And yeah, I'm happy you guys hung out with me tonight. And I want to shout out to everybody who's in here. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate each and every single one of you guys who are watching now and who watch later. Make sure you like and subscribe and hype the live if you liked it. But those are my true, honest thoughts and opinions on Zulays August monthly box. So, I love you guys. Thanks for being with me. And make sure you tell your people that you love them. Because tomorrow's never promised. And always make sure you go with the flow and do what you want. Because happiness, we need that happiness in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Alright, I will see you guys tomorrow on Nellie's Live. So, I will see you. Toodaloo. Bye. Love you always.